Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a new beauty releases. I feel like this time around the launches have not been that frequent, or like there aren't as many launches, so we can sit here very comfortably and talk about everything that we have. There are about 18 new launches that we're going to be discussing today. So without any further ado, let's jump into it. In case you are new to this series and you didn't know, basically what we do here is that every time I see a new launch on Instagram, I kind of share it on my stories, and then we compile a list which I sit here and talk to you guys on YouTube about. And I love the interaction on these videos the most. I think that's why it's one of my favorite videos. Like when I post it, I wait to see you guys' response and see your interest in the products as well. So yes, in case you haven't been keeping up with the series and you haven't watched the 20 plus videos that I probably have in this series already, then you can go ahead and watch them. Of course, they wouldn't be new to you anymore, but in case you still enjoy these chatty videos where we speak about new launches, what products are trending, basically what product categories are trending, then you will probably enjoy the series. So you can still binge watch on it. But any which ways, let's jump right into it and let's get started. The first launch, and we have quite a few. I think like there's a mix of a lot of products. So to start out with, we have the Aqualogica cleansing foams. They came out with this product in 3 different variants. They have the glow variant, the radiance variant, and the detan variant. Now you guys know, I think a couple of months before, like in 2023, cleansing foams were really having a moment, and a lot of brands were coming out with these kind of products. And I told you then as well, and I'm telling you now again, I'm not into foaming face washes. I prefer gel cleansers. Those are my typical like favorite kind of cleansers. So these Aqualogica cleansing foams are definitely going to be a pass from my side. But our second launch, which is from Within Beauty, it's their Bubble Bounce Gel Cleanser. This is something I'm actually excited about. So when I probably place an order on the Within Beauty website to try out their other launches, like their serums, their moisturizers, I will probably pick up this cleanser too. So that's exciting, because they had a hydrating creamy face wash that they launched I think a few months before. And when I spoke about that, I think in my last video it was, maybe I said that I'm not really excited about it, but I might check it out. So I'm glad that they launched something for oily skin people too. So I will definitely check out the gel cleanser, and I probably won't get the creamy one. Moving on, next we have something from Kayali which I spotted on Nykaa, and that is a discovery set. So basically there are tiny mini vials of all of their perfumes, and I actually think it's a very good deal to get that tiny mini vial set for 2000 rupees, because that way you can try all the perfumes that Kayali has. And I know not everyone has access to a store where they can go and smell the perfumes, and even if you go in store, you're not going to be able to smell all the perfumes. So having a discovery set which you can buy and try out, it's actually a very, very good deal. So I would highly recommend this. I might even pick it up for myself, I don't know. And I'm saying that because I have already smelled a lot of their perfumes. So I feel like for me personally, because I have, it's not the best deal to pay 2k for a set like this. But for someone who hasn't smelled these perfumes at all, this brand is really popping on Instagram and on the internet basically, and it's been popular for a few years now. So for anyone who is wondering and wanting to try out these perfumes, I think the set is actually a great deal. Moving on, next we still have quite a few sunscreen launches in this video too, starting with the Minimalist Light Fluid Sunscreen SPF 50. Now this packaging specifically reminded me a lot of the Sunscoop sunscreens, like the older Sunscoop sunscreens packaging. And the minute I saw it, I'm like, I'm not gonna get this, purely because of the packaging and because of the packaging component for this product, which is like a hard plastic. So it's very difficult to squeeze product out like towards the end of it. So that's the reason. And I also don't think it's that easy to recycle. So for that reason as well, I'm not going to be getting this one specifically. But yes, there are some other sunscreens also that we'll talk about later. In the meantime, let's talk about some other launches. Next, we have the Nykaa Matte to Last Liquid Coverage Concealer. Now, I was very happy to see this because even though I'm not a concealer person, this concealer looked very, very nice. And I think anyone who is into concealers should definitely try it because it looks very affordable. The packaging is very sleek. It looks like it's got a lot of coverage, like medium to full coverage, I would say. And the shade range is probably not the best, but it's not the worst either. So yes, if you are into concealers, and it also gave me a little bit like Maybelline Fit Me concealer vibes, so I really liked that as well. And I was recently also, I think, seeing some reels or some content about these concealers, and they looked so nice. So if I was into concealers, I would have definitely bought it, because I'm not going to be getting this one either. Moving on, next let's talk about this moisturizer from Aqualogica. It's their barrier repair moisturizer. So basically the Aqualogica Illuminate moisturizer, which I tried out, it's basically that same packaging component, just different colors, and it's an avocado variant apparently. So I don't know if they're coming out with a whole new lineup, because they have different variants, right? They have the glow one, they have the Illuminate one, they have the detan one. So now I think they're coming out with a new range slowly and steadily, or maybe it's just a one-off product, I'm not sure. But we could predict them to have an entire line, because that's what they usually tend to do as well. So the barrier repair moisturizer looks nice, especially the name, I feel like. But the specific Illuminate moisturizer which I tried out was pretty average. I would say it was not that great. So for that reason, I am not sure if I will like this specific variant or not, especially it's in a similar packaging. So I think it's going to be a pretty thin moisturizer, and I already have my favorite moisturizers, so that's why I feel like I might just pass on it. But if I'm placing an order on the Aqualogica website and I feel like I want to add in another product, maybe for like a buy to get two or something, like if I have 3 things and I just need to add one more thing into my cart, if that happens, then I might just add this into my cart to try it out. But otherwise I don't plan to like get it and review it. Like, I'm not super excited about it, if that makes any sense. Let's move on next and talk about some more makeup. So Lakme has their face lift sticks. So basically in this range, it's a bunch of stick makeup. Reminds me a little bit of like nude sticks, for example, and their sticks. So they have a blush stick, they have highlighter stick, contour stick, and also foundation sticks in this line. Now personally, because I'm not into these like stick kind of products, or like cream products, liquid products, that kind of thing, that's why I probably won't, you know, be getting these. But apart from that, it does look very nice, looks very convenient, very like, you know, Instagram content. You know, it's going to be like, I mean, I can just assume that people are going to create content with this, like just drawing lines with a stick across their face, you know, that kind of thing. So it looks great, but I won't be getting it for myself personally. We also have a new brand launch, and it's called the Chemist Company. This basically looks like OG Minimalist, like earlier before they repackaged and changed up the coloring a little bit, but it kind of looks like that, or even like The Ordinary, maybe you can say. So it looks really interesting, and the price point is also decent. So for that reason, I think I will possibly try out this brand, not immediately, but at some point maybe I might, you never know. Moving on, next we have a launch from Foxtale. Now this is something they initially said would be limited edition, but I think because it did very well, they brought it permanently. So I think in January, when it was like Foxtale's birthday month, they were having a toner and this particular sunscreen sold as minis. Not sold as minis, but they were basically giving like free samples of these two products with all of their orders. So I remember getting these two, and I remember I gave my mom the sunscreen as well as the toner, and she actually recently used the sunscreen and really liked it. So I will possibly buy the full size of this for her, not really for me personally. But yes, I mean, when you say glow sunscreen, it automatically seems like something that would not be up my alley, because I'm someone who likes a more matte sunscreen that's not going to give too much of glow to the skin, because I already have like normal oily-ish skin. I don't like to say oily anymore. I feel like my skin is more normal, but I still don't like a dewy glowy sunscreen either. So yes, that was that. Moving on, something that I might actually get, I'm considering it again, I'm not sure. I probably want to see some reviews on this product. It's from Minimalist, and it's in their hair care line. It's called the Frizz Control Complex. So basically they have been coming out with a lot of these hair serums, hair treatments kind of products, and this Frizz Complex serum, Frizz Control Complex serum is probably in that same line. I have very frizzy hair. You can see all my baby hair also, which they are like constantly popping on my face. So yeah, I think that something which says Frizz Control Complex would be helpful for me, but I want to do more research on the product. I want to see more reviews on the product, and then I can probably decide if I will get this or not. But I would say like in their lineup of the other hair care that they have, this is the one that I'm most likely to get. So yes, if you also think you'd be interested in it and you would want to see my review on it, then do let me know. It would probably help me to decide whether I should get this or not. Let's move on, and we have quite a few more sunscreen launches. So firstly, Wishcare came out with 2 sunscreens, again in the same packaging component I told you about earlier. I don't know why brands are doing this component anymore, because they should have learned from Innovist or other Sunscoop and decided to not come out with their sunscreens in this packaging component, but for some reason they just don't want to listen. So Wishcare came out with 2 sunscreens. One is called the 2% Vitamin C Pure Glow Milk Sunscreen, and the other is called the Niacinamide Oil Balance Fluid. I would not be getting either of these sunscreens again, purely, like I said, because of the packaging component. Some of you actually asked me to review the sunscreen, and I find that to be so sweet. But again, like I said, I don't think these would be up my alley, and I think it would really annoy me to not get all my product out. I still have some Sunscoop sunscreen empties which I've been trying to actually empty up, but the product is just stuck inside and it would not come out. So yes, for that reason, I think I'm just going to learn from my past mistakes and not buy these anymore. Moving on, next we also have Pilgrim come out with sunscreens. They have 2. They have the 1% hyaluronic acid sunscreen gel, and they also have the 2% niacinamide glow sunscreen. Again, I would probably maybe think about getting the hyaluronic acid sunscreen gel, purely because I would like to compare it with the Dermaco hyaluronic acid sunscreen, just to see, because they've definitely done a good job with the marketing and by giving that name to the product, because people automatically assume it's going to be similar, and if it is, then it's a good thing. If it's not, then it's a very bad marketing move to do that and to make your product seem like it's similar to something that's very popular. But I would not get the glow sunscreen, because again, like I said, when I see the name glow in a sunscreen, I automatically tend to assume that it's going to be glowy and dewy on the skin, and that's something which I don't like. So yes, just my personal opinion on that. Moving on, next we have another Sunstick, and I think Lakme is always late when it comes to jumping on skincare trends. I think they do pretty well with makeup, but with skincare they're always late. So they came out with a Sunstick which is SPF 50, and because I'm not a Sunstick person personally, I feel like even if I buy it, I won't actually use it in my day-to-day life, and then it's just a waste, right? I'm just buying something for the sake of it, to try it out, possibly do a review, but then I'm not going to use it in my actual life. So what's the point even, right? So yes, I'm going to be skipping on another Sunstick that has launched. Then I feel like it suddenly became like color corrector season, because 2 brands came out with color correctors. Firstly, Colorbar came out with their 24 hours wear concealer pot, and they have 6 shades in this. They have, I think, a green, they have some peachy shades, and they don't have a purple color corrector, and I noticed that because the next brand I'm going to talk about, which is Lakme, launched just 3 color corrector shades. They had an orange, a green, and a purple one. So if you're looking for a purple color corrector, you would probably go for Lakme, but otherwise I feel like the Lakme color corrector range wasn't really that great. You should probably go with Colorbar, because you're more likely to find a color corrector that's going to suit your concern and your skin color as well. But because I'm not into color correctors, I don't think I've ever bought a single one in my life, and I just don't think I need one either, to be honest. I think they can be quite unnecessary. So yes, I'm going to be skipping on this, but I don't know why brands suddenly decided to come out with color correctors. Like, those don't seem like they're trendy products. I don't know, are we starting a new trend? Are they coming back? I'm not really sure. But moving on, next we have another sunscreen launch from Dr. Sheths, but this one was kind of surprising to me because I didn't know that Honasa was deciding to do this. And the reason I'm saying that is because they came out with a long lasting variant in their Dermaco 1% hyaluronic acid sunscreen, and now when I saw Dr. Sheths also do that, like the Ceramide and Vitamin C sunscreen is the most popular one, and they've come out with something that's called the long lasting sunscreen in that as well. And if you didn't know, Dermaco and Dr. Sheths are both under the Honasa umbrella. So I don't know if they're gonna do that with all of their sunscreens. Like, who is next? Aqualogica? Are they gonna do a D-tan long lasting sunscreen? I don't really know. but I think I will still try this out just for like review purposes. The Dr. Sheths Ceramide and Vitamin C sunscreen shots that I have on my channel is probably the most you know, well received you know, piece of content that I've ever created. It's got the highest ever views, so I think content wise it would be great for me to review this, and I would love to try it out as well, because it seems like something that would actually suit my skin, because the OGs have. So for that reason I think I would try this out possibly, but it's not something I'm looking to buy and review like immediately. So yeah, moving on, next we have just 2 more new launches left. We have the K-Beauty Hyper Gloss Liquid Luminizing Highlighter, and this is something I've been seeing quite a lot the past few days on Instagram, because a lot of influencers have been trying them out. I don't know if it's a collaboration or if it's a sponsored ad. Regardless, a lot of influencers have been posting about it and I've been seeing it on my feed. But again, I'm not into liquid highlighters or illuminating kind of products, so that's why this is going to be a pass from my side, because I'm not into that product category. But it looks like a great product to launch, like especially in the summertime. And last but not the least, a very surprising out of the box launch, which I had never expected to see, because I don't think the Indian market has a product like this. I'm speaking about the Dot & Key Watermelon Cooling Sunscreen Body Spray. I was very confused by this product earlier. I mean, is it a sunscreen? Is it a body mist? Like, what is it? It basically looks like a watery sunscreen spray that you can put all over your hands and your legs, and it also looks like something you would carry in your bag and apply it like on the go, because they do say that it doesn't have great longevity. So probably if you're on the beach, you would spray this and then reapply every like few hours, every 2 hours I think is what they say it would last for. But it actually looks like something we would all use, because who wants to put a creamy like zinc based white sunscreen all over their hands and their legs when they're out in the sun on a beach? At least I don't want to, even though I know I should, but I don't want to, because yeah, it's just going to be like so uncomfortable mixed with the sand and everything. But something like this I actually see myself using, so I would possibly get it to again try it out and review. I just don't know if I'm going to have occasions like that to go on the beach and try it on and spray it on and all of that. So yes, I'm considering actually buying this one, so I will possibly do that and review it for you. I just don't know how quickly that would happen. So yeah, that was it. Those are all the launches. I feel like I went through all of this pretty quickly today, and I'm glad this video is not like 40 minutes long. So yes, I hope that you guys enjoyed. I almost wish I had more launches to talk about, to be very honest, because I'm so used to having like 30-40 new launches to cover in one video. But yes, I hope that you guys enjoyed. Let me know your thoughts down below on these launches, and let me know if you are looking for brands to specifically launch something in the summer which you feel like is not already there in the market, or even if you want more variety for a certain product, let me know that too. But yes, that's gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, you guys, and until next time, bye. My hair.